What's good, everybody? So we have a video here by the wonderful Gacha Smack. I finally looked into the Black Beacon situation, and apparently, Black Beacon has been on a downward trend. They are doing things that are hurting their global player base. They are dividing their community, and it is not looking good, okay? It really feels like they're playing favoritism with their CN group, their CN fan base, their CN audience, and they are leaving global in the dust. They are on a death spiral right now of how not to make a gacha game and how not to manage your community. So we're gonna have a look at Gacha Smack's video and see just how bad the situation is getting.
A new gacha game has launched, and I kid you not, the game itself isn't that bad. It's got good bones. It's got a very solid gacha system that is competitive to the games you currently play. It shits on all the games you probably currently play.
I have played a tiny bit of Black Beacon. When I say a tiny, I mean like an hour or two. I got to the gacha pulling and I pulled the limited character in like one 10 pull, and I got like 2 other 5 stars, I think. I'll not be real. I uninstalled the game. I saw what they were doing. I didn't like the fact that I was forced to use the Google Play thing, whatever it's called, the Google Play Games thing. I didn't like that I was forced to. It kept crashing. It was buggy for me. And I kept seeing what they were doing to their global players. And I be real, I uninstalled Google Play Games. I did. So the game's already a write-off for me. So I have no horse in this race anymore.
Play with a few exceptions out there. This was a game that I advocated merely because I'm a big firm believer, and you've heard me say this before, in a new gacha game coming out that's going in the right direction in terms of a monetization model and not the wrong direction. This was one of those games. But I finally taken the time to look into this global versus CN fiasco that's occurring, and it's disappointing, man, because the game itself isn't the problem, and that's what's sad. That's what's like.
I've heard from a lot of people that the story itself is actually told very well. It's a little bit yappy in the first hour or two, but apparently like it loosens up a bit and people get really into the story as you get further into the acts. The combat people seem to enjoy, and I agree, it's not really the gameplay, but it's how they're treating their players, which is becoming the problem.
A travesty, honestly. The game ain't that bad. It's the fucking management team behind the game that has butchered this game and most likely put it in the dirt. I have accumulated all of the shit show variables that are currently occurring with this game. We're going to go over them all and be as objective as we can and be as rational as we can. But ultimately, it's looking like Black Beacon is probably fucking cooked. Not only, look, get this, not just...
I'll be real, I give it 6 months. I give it 6 months before the game probably goes EOS. Like, I don't see, unless it's like kept alive by its CN fan base, which could be a possibility. Global is not, they're not going to get any money from global. They won't. It's just not happening.
Just global, but probably CN as well. Let's go over some of these details. So one of the first things I want to do is I want to lay out the picture of what I just said. I want to back up what I just said to you guys so y'all can fully understand that the game itself was looking pretty solid in terms of a monetization model. Let's start off with the top line here.
How much do you give Tribe 9 if Black B could get 6 months? 2. I'm interested in Tribe 9's revenue now that people have to like, they don't get the refunds that they had, right? So people don't have to like spend. We'll see how much it makes. I'm actually, do you know what? I'm down to install Tribe 9. I'm down to install and play it.
Here, 3 to 4 5-star characters can be acquired over 2 weeks of you playing the game. One of them off rip, the next one is in like the next 48 hours. Then of course you got to play through the patch a bit. But here's the thing, you can actually select who you want out of those standard characters. I've made a whole video on this, so some of you guys might already be familiar with this, but that's crazy. That's actually a really solid start to any gacha game. The next thing, 1 limited character is guaranteed even if you lose the 70-30 with resources acquired over 2 weeks or so, meaning max pity, you still can guarantee yourself a limited character. That's just how generous they are with the launch. 2 5-star weapons for free, and get this, One of them is a signature 5-star weapon selector. Yes, so for the limited banner character, you can select their signature weapon up to a point. The next 2 that drop, they're in the period. This does have an expiration date on it, but that's still fucking amazing that you're getting a signature weapon. So I've never seen that before, me personally. Every 4-star character you will acquire, and I'll show you guys this in game because I have a free-to-play account where I haven't spent a penny, can buy copies of limited characters out of the shop, just like Wuthering Waves. So if you want to get copies of a character, there's a resource you'll get just by pulling.
We were implementing the shop thing is so great for the bigger gacha space. Like, it really is. I think every gacha needs to have this. Being able to get copies via resources and pull currency, I think is a good idea. And they all should do it.
That you eventually will have enough to just buy a copy of the character outright out of the shop. You can buy 5-star weapons out of the shop from the in-game mode resources. Never seen this before either.
That's interesting. Oh, that's really cool. So incentivizing endgame mode being, do you know, that's kind of like MMO-y, you know? Like, doing endgame content, building up a currency in order to get gear is really cool. That reminds me of like an MMO system entirely. That's really cool. I do like that. That's a good way to incentivize endgame mode. That's cool. You know what? Big W. That's mega. Big W.
Maybe you have, I haven't. They have a system set up to where, let's say you do the MOC inside of.
Keep in mind that in Black Beacon, every character has their own specific weapon type, and 4-star weapons have only stats, no additional effects. Okay, so okay. So it's very specific. So the weapon is very specific. So you can't swap and change. You can't swap and change, and it's just stat sticks. Okay.
Of HSR, you get a resource from that MOC. I'm doing this in layman's terms, or in Wuthering Waves, the TOA. You can then take that.
Okay, that changes things a bit. Okay.
Resource, and then buy a 5-star weapon.
I can understand them why they would be generous and make it easier to acquire weapons then, if like they're very specific to a character.
Weapon from the shop of your choice for the character's signature. I've never seen that before. That was insane. Standard wishes acquired for doing tutorials. Another thing that blew my fucking mind. I play Wuthering Waves, I play HSR, I've played a lot of games, I've done a lot of sponsors. These guys give you a whole ass wish just for doing a tutorial, right? Stamina reserve on launch. Most gachas cuck you on launch for this because they want you to log in just to get their numbers looking good for their investors. And then eventually the update will drop with it like, we're extending the reserve stamina cap. They just gave it to you on launch. Guaranteed weapon banner pity. That's Wuthering Waves. That's competitive. This is competitive gacha pity. You know how you go in any market out there, there's competitive pricing. This is the same exact concept. It's the same thing that Wuthering Waves did to Genshin Impact. They go a little bit below what Genshin Impact's doing for competitive pricing to say, well, ours is better. That's what they did here to Wuthering Waves. They undercut them a bit. 70-30 versus the 50-50. 70 pulls max instead of 80 pull max pity. 150 to do a pull instead of 160. Competitive gacha pity. Skins given for free to multiple characters, including the limited 5-star character. You get a free skin for the limited 5-star character skin.
Skins on launch is also kind of big as well. Yeah, skins on launch is a W.
Skins dropped on launch. Battle pass given, 5-star weapon selector and 4-star weapon selector. Guys, I'm not glazing Black Beacon. These are objective facts in the game. The fact that they gave all of this, I think you get what I mean by this game was not bad, but the way it has been managed has completely shit the bed in almost all facets of a launch. It is truly, it's a detriment. Now let's go over that because that's the important part. So to summon everything up, I want y'all to understand from the get-go just how many problems it had on launch. First of all, no PC client. You already butchered a massive market capture as soon as the mention of no PC client. Nobody wants to play this game on a mobile phone that are PC players, and guess what?
I fucking hate Google Play Games. Oh, it sucks. It sucks. Google Play Games sucks. I'm sorry. It is. It just sucks. It's buggy. It doesn't always work. You have to install it on your C drive, and it takes so much. It takes so much resources, and it takes so much space, and it must be on your C drive. It's just weird. It's weird. No. And the fact you can't play it on any other emulator, but in CN you can. In CN you can run on any emulator, but anywhere globally, no BlueStacks, no. what is it, LD player? No. Moo player? No. Gotta be Google Play Games. It sucks so bad. It's terrible.
PC players are massive these days. The PC market is growing these days. I used to be a console Andy. Now I'm a PC Andy and I don't even fucking my PS5 right here has got dust, visible dust on it, right? So this is a bad look for a lot of people who want to play on PC. The only way to play the game on PC was to use a Google Play Store app. Once again, I have been playing sponsored gacha games where I've had to do LD emulator and BlueStacks. I've had to do some jank ass shit. I've even hooked up micro, I forgot the name of it. It's like micro something, but it allows me to still play a phone game through the PC. I've had to do some jank shit. I ain't never had to download Google Play Store to play a game. Never. I did it. The game would auto log you out if you tried to use popular third-party clients like BlueStacks or LD emulator. And keep in mind, guys,
I'm still have a tinfoil hat theory that there was some kind of hidden deal. The fact that you couldn't use other emulators, but you could in CN. Obviously, Google doesn't exist in CN, right? That's not a thing. You won't find Google products there. Which makes me have this theory that they had some kind of global deal for Google Play. Because why else would it not work on other emulators? Did the publisher being shitty? Yeah, but like, it's just like, there must be some kind of weird deal going on.
At the point in time, I got a sponsor I'm trying to get out too. So this is also an L for like marketing on their behalf because it's making our jobs more difficult. It was a shit show. Okay, objectively speaking, it was not a good look. And so I finally figured out how to get this going. And when I got into the game, it was super buggy to the point where I was just like, I can't record any content on this. I can't work under these conditions. This is like really bad. If I were to do it, the game would just look like shit in the audience that I'm trying to promote it to. So what did I do? I went over to the phone. I said, okay, I'm just gonna have to do this from the phone, plug it into the micro shit, record it from there. The phone, I literally could not log in. I couldn't log in. It was bugged. So number of days go by. Meanwhile, guys, no compensation is being acquired. Now there is some compensation. That's what I want you to know. I'm gonna show that in game too. Proof, tangible proof. But like there was really a shit handle in terms of the management team. They should have been on top of these things. Immediate compensation sent into mail.
I think Wuthering Waves is a really great example of what good compensation was when a launch happened. They immediately, like within like 24 hours, there was stuff in the mail, there was login events, there was all sorts. Like, even the same day, I believe, right? If I remember correctly, even the same day there was compensation rewards because they didn't want their game to fucking fail. They did not want their game to fail. And there was compensation after 5-star selectors. It was a lot. It was a lot. And I think the lack of announcements from the Black Beacon team really, really didn't help the community. Because the community, like, okay, where are the devs? Where are the devs? Where are they? The game's not working. What are they doing? They did one little announcement here and there. Okay. Any apologems? It's like, it's just the norm. It's the norm. And, you know, I know Black Beacon is a ex-PGR devs, right? And the joke that's running is like, well, no wonder they're ex-devs. No wonder they're ex-devs. Perhaps they got fired. You know? Like, maybe there's a reason they don't work there anymore. Ooh.
Sorry for this bug. Like, there needs to be a track record for all these fuck ups and then the compensation followed up so that people know, okay, they're at least taking care of us because of their fuck ups. Not our, obviously we're a consumer. We're just waiting to play.
It's almost like the start of PGR is the worst part about it. Yeah, crazy that, isn't it?
Your game. It's like you've got people in front of you ready to spend money and you are like pushing them away. You know, not the developer, the management team. It's just like, nah, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. I don't want your money. It's like, whoa. So this is a bad look, right? And this is all gonna make sense when I present to you the current scenario.
It's like the worst thing, it blows my mind. It's the worst thing you could do for a gacha game is make it as difficult as possible for people to play your game. Like, why would you do that? Why would you make it so hard for people to play your game? Do you not want money? Do you not want people to spend on your game? Like, it's crazy. The number one thing you will make sure that works and is proper is, can people log in? Can people log in? Can they actually play our game to begin with? Where they, maybe they do you know what? It's very likely that they underestimated the amount of people that would be trying out their game. Maybe they didn't realize that maybe it was more than they anticipated. It could have been far more than they anticipated and they weren't prepared for that. But you know whose fault that is? That's their fault. You should be prepared, and even more so. You know, there's a, you know, you could also have a tinfoil hat theory of, well, devs have a shitty launch and then they want to do, you know, they announce something amazing later on to compensate and bring people back. That doesn't work. I like, for example, Wuthering Waves, yes, they did have insane compensation, but if they didn't do that, that game would fail. And I still think if we had a much smoother launch to begin with, the game wouldn't have suffered as much, even with the compensation, you know? Don't do this whole, oh, bad launch but good compensation. It doesn't work. But it seems like not PGR, Black Beacon hasn't even done that. They haven't even given good compensation for their shitty launch. So it's full on EOS. Like, if WoWA didn't do their compensation, their game would be bricked. It would be completely, totally bricked. It was a terrible launch. And Black Beacon is doing everything possible to make this terrible for themselves.
Scenario with CN. So they fixed it after a number of days, and the game ultimately ended up performing smoothly with minimal bugs. I was here a part of this whole entire process, and it was a massive difference. Pre-registration rewards were gone. Yeah, so if you pre-registered for the game, you logged in, whoopsie, there was like a little small micro period for you to get them, and if you didn't get them, whoopsie, gone. It's just gone with the wind. Obviously, Global was fucking upset about this, molded to the highest of heavens. They eventually addressed it and said, we're gonna fix it. Still, big problem right here, bro. Not a good look. And I want to full screen on this so that you guys understand. When you're making these kind of mistakes and you're a game that just ain't got the juice like that, you ain't got the torch. You're not an Azir Promelia or an Ananta, right? Like, and I say that with respect. You're not the game. You're not him. You know what I mean? You can't afford to not be generous. You've already lost people because of the no PC client fiasco, because of the amount of bugs. This is the first impression window. The most, I'm not even gonna say debate. It is the most important window to capture a demographic, a target.
Yep. People are not, like, once people hear of your game, and the launch is the best time for audience capture, exactly like Smack is saying. The best time. And if you fuck that up, you might as well wait for 2.0. I'll be real, like, you might as well wait for 2.0 at that point, but I'll be real, the game's probably gonna fucking EOS by that point. The game's probably gonna EOS at that point. There ain't gonna be no 2.0.
Target audience that is interested in your product. So like when all of these things are occurring, if you're fucking up, you just gotta take it on the chin, man. You know what I mean? Whether you launch the game too early or not, you have to swallow your pride and constantly give out more shit, because that's the only thing that's gonna keep people around. And guess what? The reality of it is people will probably still leave. So it's the least you can do. Continuing on, you're starting to probably grasp how bad this looks. In summary, this launch was legit a shit show for anyone who played the game. 7 to 14 days of scuffed experience for global players. Now, what was the total compensation amongst?
Oh yeah, important to mention that, correct me if I'm wrong, but Global released 2 weeks before the CN released. Am I wrong in saying that? Am I off base? Am I giving misinformation there? Like, it was 2 weeks before it was released on CN servers. And that was a problem. That's a problem, right? Because so, why would they do that? 3 weeks, I think? Like why would they do that? It's almost as if they're treating global players like a beta test for their CN launch. It's just weird. It's this weird, like, two-class system almost. Why would you do that? Maybe they're trying, oh, we didn't want to, like, overload the servers and, like, all this thing. Nah, not accepting that. Not accepting that. Even CM players are saying global is getting fucked in the ass with compensation. Yikes! Yeah, not a good look at all. Not a good look.
All of this shit that was unfolding. 40 standard banner pulls, stamina refresh times 10 or so, and some materials. And I want to be clear here. This didn't happen all at once. Now I want to get to the game. Let's go ahead and log in because I want you guys to see. I have a mail inbox that actually shows what you got on the date you actually received it. Okay, so if you come over here to mail, and I think they've actually deleted some of the mails, which is unfortunate because you kind of want all of this to see how much rewards you've gotten up to a point. It actually could benefit them in the reality of things, because what happens is on the internet, people just forget all that shit and they just present you as y'all gave nothing, and you can have a track record right here of showing everything you've acquired. However, I digress. Let's go ahead and get into the details. This literally came out today. You got a 10 pool. This says, thank you for playing Black Beacon. We will strive to improve and bring you an even better game experience. To express gratitude, we're providing a special gift for you. Guys, you aren't a day late and $1 short. You're fucking a month late and $1,000 short. Like
a 10 pull? A 10 pull? Yeah, the game came out like over a month ago, right? God damn.
This is the type of communication and compensation that was needed.
Expires. Oh my god, yeah. I didn't even see that. Expires in 2 days. Yeah, so you got 3 days to log in and collect your 10 pull for how bad the game was. Okay, that's wild. Like, these compensation, like, things should be, like, at least, like, a month. It's a 10 standard 10 pulls that expires in, like, 2-3 days. They should, like, at least be a month. Or, like, why does it expire at all? Actually, true. It should maybe not even, like,
With every single mess up that occurred over here. And it shouldn't have just been standard pulls. It should have been some standard pulls here, some limited pulls there. You know, satiated a lot of the frustration with the global audience. This literally came today. You know, when Black Beacon came out, I believe it was either like the 12th or the 13th, or it might have been the 10th. It was somewhere between like the 10th of the 13th of last month. We just now got a 10 pull on May 4th. Not a good look, right? It's too late. People are already pissed. And once I provide the CN context, you'll see why. But like, I was coming over here and I was like, okay, what exactly did we get? Here we go. Here's something. Apology compensation. It's dated too. I believe it's dated. Here we go. April 13th. So they gave this out immediately. And I think a lot of people didn't really mention this part maybe. So I'm trying my best to be fair here.
Wasn't this also another compensation that expired very quickly as well? And that's why people were annoyed? Or am I, again, spreading misinformation? I'm pretty sure people were also mad because of the expiration. It's a code? Oh, it was a code you had to redeem. Is that what it was? It's a code you had to... Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. That's what it was. It was a code you had to redeem, but it expired after a couple of days. That is shit. That is terrible. Why? Redeemable compensation shouldn't be a code. It shouldn't be redeemed. It should be sent straight to the mailbox. And they didn't announce it anywhere, really? Terrible. There was no in-game notice. In-game notice, as soon as you log in, here's a code, redeem that. Not even that. It should be the mail. Crazy. Absolutely terrible.
Not a good look, but I'm trying my best to be fair here. So on April 13th, I think this is 3 days after the launch. And you know what? We got to get that because that's important information. When did it launch officially? All right.
I hope Smack mentions that it was you had to redeem it and it had a lower expiry. That's April really important 10th. To mention.
I just looked it up. Okay. That's very important. So 3 days later, you got 30 pulls. These are standard banner pulls, and they gave an apology note in here and everything. Plus 10 stamina refresh. This is really good for grind, as we all know. This is how you refresh your stamina. Okay, and then some mats. So this was a good start, right? 3 days later. But this is the thing, boys. All these...
So I guess this is where I would disagree. It's not a good start, considering you had to bloody redeem it. It's so scummy. It's so scummy. It's even worse than you think. Oh, it doesn't seem that bad. They give apology compensation. Nope. Nuh-uh.
These problems that I mentioned were happening after that. Like, it's not like all of this happened in that 3 day period. No, a lot of this stuff was happening after the fact, which was a problem. But in total, we got, like I said, 40 standard pulls. Honestly, technically, man, we just got that shit today. I'm gonna be fair. You just got that today. We really got 30 standard pulls in the first 3 days. Stamina refresh and some mats as an apology for all of this. And I'm gonna be real, I might be missing some stuff. There's a lot of bugs that were still in the game existing and so on and so what. Now, let's get to the juicy part. China experienced a similar launch shit show.
By the way, not only was CN compensation better, it was also sent directly in the mail. It wasn't a code hidden at the bottom of an announcement. So, okay, so CN gets direct mail compensation? Oh my god. Okay, that doesn't help, does it? Oh, that really doesn't help the divide. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, this game is so cooked. This game is so it's done, bro. It's over. Okay. Yeah, honestly, 3 months. I give it 3 months.
But actually, not as bad, dude.
It's on fucking life support, dude. Life support.
Global being the guinea pig for their launch. Here's the thing. They used Global as a means to make sure their game was ready in preparation for the China launch. That's the reality of it. China got a delayed experience, but a lot of the things that occurred up here were kind of like remedied already by the time China launched. However, China took 2 weeks to launch as a delayed experience, I believe. They sent out an apology letter to China. It was a free 5-star selector.
A free fun.
20 standard pulls and 10 limited pulls on top of other launch incentives already planned for the pre-register rewards, which, by the way, their pre-register rewards over there, I believe, were obviously no problem. Then I actually left out something. The other thing they did is there are exclusive events ongoing right now in China that are not ongoing global. And so, boys, we are now at a point.
That is fucking crazy. What? A free 5-star selector, 20 pulls, 10 limited pulls on top of the other launch incentives already planned, and pre-registration rewards. I know CN also had some bugs when it released, but like, how can you not see this as anything other than fuck the global players? They also gave more pull currency to CN than global. Like, how can you not see this as just a fuck you? How? Like, honestly, there is no person in global who should be playing this game. If this is how the developers, how the management sees you as some kind of a lesser customer, don't give them your money. Don't give them your game time. Just competitive racism. From my understanding, it's not the same publisher for global and CN, but yeah, it's still dumb. But it's the same team management. It's got to be the same team management, right? Surely, like, do they have just 2 separate, like, marketing, like, teams? Is there no one at the board being like, oh, wow, this doesn't look right? Like, surely the people in the top management somewhere have to be like, I don't, like, surely this will be fine, right? Like, there's got to be some disconnect between global and CN teams. There has to be something going on, because there's no way anyone at the top management sees this and goes, this is fine. There's no way. There's no way. Like, someone on the team, anyone, literally anyone, a developer, a top management, heck, even just an artist of the game would be like, yo, you know what? This looks a bit strange. Imagine, what would tariffs have to do with this? Like, what would tariffs have to do with this? Oh, we can't give global as many polls because of nah, come on. Like, maybe, is there a communication issue? Like, is there a language barrier between global and CN teams? Are they not communicating? Like, what is going on?
Where we're looking at disparity. We're now facing a social class discrepancy that we low-key have always known existed between how CN gets treated and how global gets treated. No.
There was also a thing that, another example of social, I guess, class systems between CN and global that I can remember and recall recently is, as you guys know, I used to cover Love and Deep Space, and that game is very, very CN heavy, right? If you were someone who spent a lot of money in that game, I believe you could get like special VIP letters actually like sent to you. Like, you get things sent to you for spending so much money in the game that isn't available, I believe, to global players. Just another example of stuff like that.
Nobody is gonna like that treatment. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. Nobody's gonna like it. And the fact that it's now become apparent with tangible evidence, that's GG's. These morons behind them are severely fucking incompetent. And it's a travesty for the game, for the developers that have poured their heart and souls in it. I'm gonna be honest, I think they launched the game too early with all of these problems that existed.
The VIP system of lights that are available for global players. Oh, that's good. Now that's available, it's good. Yeah, but before that wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thing. They had that shit set up for CN immediately, but for global, no.
You should have held off. I don't care how much money and investment was going into the game. As the game wasn't launching, you probably have these severe stress windows where you're like, fuck man, let's just get the game out. We'll deal with the problems later. No, it's clear to me that it was worth waiting longer to avoid all of this shit show that has accumulated over time. Because now you're dealing with a bigger problem on your hands where a lot of people are going to see this and go, nah, I'm good. Now, just so you guys could see that this isn't just like me talking out my ass, here's the apology letter to CN. I'm gonna be real, boys. This is one of the best damn apologies I've ever seen in my life, bro. They were on their knees with this shit for CN. You can read through it. You'll get a kick out of it, bro.
Nothing. Crickets for global. Crickets for global. Nothing. Not even a I'm sorry.
Even said we have caused black screen problems, bro. HSR could never. Login abnormalities and other problems that seriously affect the experience. If you look at this, this is definitely not the way we expect to meet. All members of the logistics team bow deeply to all the foresights to apologize. Dude, this is insane, you know? And then to nip it in the bud, 5-star permanent character self-selected treasure box, one lost time key times 20, that's standard. Limited banner pulls times 10, boom. We once again apologize. That's the CN.
They are groveling, begging.
Here's the global apology. All right, this is Charles, not Charles from X-Men, brother. Okay, Charles from Who Gives a Fuck. First of all, we want to sincerely thank you for all the support you've given to Black Beacon since its launch April 10th. You can go through it, boys. It's an apology.
While we're doing our best to meet expectations, we know that there are areas where we haven't done enough. We understand that some of you may feel disappointed with certain aspects of the game, and we are truly sorry for that. We've been listening to your feedback and set up a 24/7 monitoring system to respond to your questions and concerns. However, due to the high volume of feedback we received, some responses have been delayed. Okay, so they're saying we're listening. No compensation! There is no hey, you know what? Drop us an email. That's what they said. Hey, yo, drop us an email. We might not even respond. We're sorry. Yeah, give us a call. We'll put you on hold for 24 hours. No apology, no compensation, nothing. Yeah, we're sorry. Drop us a comment on our Facebook post and we'll get back to you. Hey, yo, drop us a message on the BBM pin, fam, innit? Do you get me? Do you remember the BBM, the BlackBerry, the mobile phones? Drop me a message on BBM, fam. Maybe we'll respond to you, you know?
Apology letter. Nowhere near as sincere as that global one.
Dev's listener responded, fuck off.
that other one was insane, but honestly, apology. Who cares? What do you get in return for all of this mess up? We promise to continue communicating with you in the most sincere and heartfelt way possible. That's it. Sincerely. No 5-star selector, 10 limited pulls and all this. Now keep in mind, guys, that's why I tried to do right by them by saying they did give something out before this, right? They gave out something. We can compare it to 30 standard pulls versus a free 5-star selector, 20 standard pulls, and 10 limited pulls, right? Nowhere near the amount of generosity or sincerity that was presented to the CN side. Here's the reality though. I am of the belief that all these CN companies have this level of appreciation for the CN side versus the global side, but they do a much better job hiding it. These guys just fucked themselves with how they address these things. And just kind of like the cat's out of the bag now, right? I genuinely think a lot of these companies have this same level of mentality of CN versus global, but these guys were amateurs in how they like let the cat out of the bag.
It might be the case that the global team just didn't have experience with this. Like maybe they just recruited the wrong kind of marketing people, the wrong people to run global. People that didn't know how to give compensation. Maybe people that didn't know how fucking gacha games were supposed to work. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe they just hired the wrong group of people.
Thought this was fucking hilarious, by the way. I went in to their announcement because I was trying to find this goddamn letter. I was like, okay, where's this letter at? It's not on their Twitter. It's not on their main page. Where did they find this letter? It's in their Discord. This is another, once again, amateur fucking move on whoever the retard behind them is that's trying to handle it. Is Charles doing
the X EA PR?
This brother, this letter should have been put on every social media platform with compensation.
It's like, why are they trying? Like, there just must be miscommunication between global teams and CN. People, did they forget their fucking login to their Twitter? Did they forget the Twitter logins? Hey, yo, someone got the authorization code. Yo, whose number ends in 791? Hey, yo, whose number ends in 791? You got the Twitter login codes. Can you log in real quick? Like, did they just forget? Did they just forget? Like, what?
Compensation, not in your Discord, my guy. And I was over here looking at this, bro. Look at this. 134 heartbreaks, 244 or 48 clown emojis, 168 throw up emojis, 192 dead emojis, 324 middle fingers, bro.
That's so funny.
They're cooked, man. It's so unfortunate because, guys, I actually enjoyed this game on a casual level. I would love to like pull out this girl here. I played with her. I enjoyed her. She looked cool. I was saving my free signature weapon selector, which is like over here somewhere. I was gonna save. Where's this bad boy at? It's I'm not making this up, I promise. Here it is. I was gonna save this to choose her weapon. I just can't though. It's once again a principle thing for me. You know, when you guys like spit in global audience's face like that, bro, it's cooked. It's cooked. There's no coming back from that, man. And I think what needs to happen is the same thing that happened with Unity. If you're familiar with Unity.
Oh, yeah, well that's when they raised the prices, right? Am I crazy? That's when they raised the prices. And depending on how many people played your game, you would have to pay, the developers would have to pay a certain amount of money, right? And they rolled that back so quick.
What the bullshit they tried to pull over to the entire gaming industry. I think you guys need to clean house on the marketing team behind.
Yeah, like they rolled back on that so quick. The developers you would have to pay depending on how many people played your game. It was bad. It was bad.
Behind y'all. The people who are managing your customer service, your consumer, addressing your consumers, as well as the content creating program, you guys might need to clean house on them because this shit is not a good look, bro. And I think even if you did that, it still wouldn't remedy the reputation that has now been presented.
The global players have lost trust. That's it. The global players have lost trust. They do not care.
In front of the global audience as well as the CN audience. I've even seen CN people like saying, what the fuck is this? Yeah, I don't know. But I wanted to address it because when things look this shitty on a game that I was previously advocating for, it's kind of like I kind of have to address it at this point, right? I am a man that prides themselves in just shooting it straight, and this is one of those situations where I had to shoot it straight. Anyways, that's all of my thoughts. You guys comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and happiness. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Love Smack's videos, man. Love Smack's videos. So good. Look at the top replies on posts. Oh, May 5th. Oh, this came out when? Oh, this came out last night. New character release, improvement bug fixes. Oh my god. Wait, do I have to reload this every time, bro? My Twitter sucks. Oh, emulator's still bad. EOS global notice. Request a refund. Bro, you can request refunds? Jeez, why so much hate, my brother or sister in Christ? It's a free game. Who cares if global didn't get something? I'm enjoying. Oh, I love my slop. Ooh, I love it when the game. Ooh, I love it when the game fucks me over. I don't care because I'm gonna keep playing the game. Lick the boot more, brother. Lick the boot more. Why don't you? It's going right up. The boot has gone up your ass, and then you're licking it afterwards. That's crazy. You are what we call a fucking doormat. Thank you for being a doormat. It's cool character design and timey-wimey story. I love it. These people expected way too much. Honestly, yeah, just enjoy the game. Girl, you are the reason why games go to fucking shit, you absolute doormat. Nimbus Arclight, more like a dumb fuck. Fuck yourself. Oh my god. Crazy. Nimbus the retarded. Terrible game. Anyway, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate Smack for the amazing video. I appreciate all of you. I go live every single day on Twitch, Cabinetz. Links in the pinned comment. Make sure to like, subscribe. Leave a comment down below what you think of this whole mess. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Twitch.tv/Captain Cabinetz, Captain Cabinetz.